So we are making a sugar-free banana pudding brownies. And to start, we need a large bowl and we're gonna mix our dry ingredients. And we're starting off with half a cup of almond flour. We're then adding half a teaspoon of baking powder. 1/8 teaspoon of salt, so like a pinch of salt. And we're adding 3/4 cups of powdered sweetener. So this is powdered, so it mixes well. I'm using a powdered monk fruit. So we're just gonna mix the dry ingredients just until it's well incorporated. And then we're gonna add the wet ingredients in here. So just make sure any big clumps are broken down. Okay, then we're gonna start with the wet ingredients. I have 3 large eggs here. I'm just gonna slightly whisk them. So this recipe is pretty easy. It's very quick to make. Pour in those eggs over the dry ingredients. Then we're using 3/4 cups of butter that's been melted and cooled. So make sure it's cooled. We're using 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/4 teaspoon of banana extract. So let's mix that all together. So next I want you to take half of this and put it in another large bowl. So I have another bowl here. Just gonna pour in about half. That should be good. So in this half, we're going to add 1/4 cup of cacao powder and 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. And you're going to add half a cup of sugar-free chocolate chips. So let's mix that all together. So this is gonna form the chocolate base for the brownies. So we're gonna put this in an 8x8 baking pan that's been well greased and lined with parchment paper. So this will be the bottom half of the brownie. And those chocolate chips are gonna get all melty and gooey and just make this a really fudgy brownie. Okay, get your 8x8 baking pan. Let's add this to the bottom and then spread it out evenly. Okay. And so that's one of the main reasons why we also grease this under the parchment so that the parchment paper doesn't move around. And also if there's any brownie batter that seeps through, we also grease it so that it doesn't really stick. So you're just gonna spread it out evenly. I know it looks thin, but don't worry. It'll all work out. Just get it in all the corners. Okay, set this aside. So we go back to the other half of the batter and we're gonna add half a cup of sugar-free banana pudding. I use Simply Delish banana pudding because it's a cleaner ingredient. If you can't find it, you can use the sugar-free Jello banana pudding. Although I find Simply Delish a lot better in flavor and ingredients. And if you want, there's a 10% discount code somewhere probably in the recipe card if you're looking at the blog post, or if you're looking at this on YouTube, I'll share it in the description if you want that discount code. And so we're just gonna pour the banana batter over top of the chocolate batter. Try and get it over all the corners. And just create a swirl so that it's a mixture of the banana pudding and the chocolate pudding. That's it. We're going in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. Depending if it's well cooked through, we'll poke a toothpick in it and I'll let you know if it's gonna be longer or less time. Well, look how beautiful that banana bread pudding brownies turned out. It looks amazing. I can't wait to cut into it, but I need to let it really cool down before I touch it because it'll fall apart. So make sure you just let it cool in the pan before removing it. If you try and remove it too early, it'll probably fall apart. Let it cool. That's my top tip, always on brownies.